This week in Bible Highlights titled Intentional Leadership, I want you to locate the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verses 18 through 25 with me. And last week we were in the book of Matthew as well, chapter 6, verses 9 through 18. And I feel the need to stay here in Matthew and identify some things that can help us encourage one another today. So if you will, let's focus our attention to Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 through 25. Now, the birth of Jesus Christ happened this way. While his mother Mary was engaged to Joseph, but before they came together, she was found to be pregnant through the Holy Spirit. Because Joseph, her husband-to-be, was a righteous man, and because he did not want to disgrace her, he intended to divorce her privately. When he contemplated this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife, because the child conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you will name him Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins." This all happened so that what was spoken by the Lord through the prophet will be fulfilled. Look, the virgin will conceive and bear a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. When Joseph awoke from sleep, he did what the angel of the Lord told him. He took his wife, but did not have marital relations with her until she gave birth to a son, whom he named Jesus. And what I want to ask someone based off this reading alone is how many of us move based on knowing that God is with us? Moving with faith can seem scary, but when we come to understand that God did not give us the spirit of fear, it will help us to keep moving in that direction of our purpose through ups and downs, through highs and lows, because we truly believe that God is with us. When Joseph awoke from his sleep, he did exactly what God told him to do because he believed that God was with him. It's one thing for God to speak to us. It's another thing than when we listen and perform what we're told to do. This is when God gets the glory and we can testify how good he is from the time we heard him out all the way up to living out our purpose and the things we endured in between the journey. Are you up for the task of saying yes to God? I must say, I remember back when I was in the midst of ending my relationship with my kid's dad, and it was through fasting, specifically on the second day of fasting, that I got direction from God to end the relationship. I've gotten many signs, many signs before, but nothing like the experience that I had through fasting. By the fourth day of my fast, I came across a YouTube video about how to change your locks, and I knew it was a sign. So I went to Home Depot, and it took me 20 minutes to change my locks at the house previous to where I am now. And by the seventh day of the fast, a woman at my kid's old daycare asked me, she said, "Are you pregnant?" And I responded, "No. I'm just hungry from fasting. You know, my weight is up and down. I'm all over the place." And she's like, "No, I know you, and you usually keep a slim frame. And so if I'm seeing a pudge, I just thought to ask." And I'm like, "Yeah, no." So there's no way. And we laughed it off. But by day 10, I was curious about whether it was true because I had this discharge that I only experienced when I was pregnant. And it usually has to do with leukocytes. And I just knew. I immediately think a couple weeks back to when I was watching the movie Noah's Ark with my kid's dad, and the dream that I had that same night of a baby boy wrapped in a blue blanket. I took the pregnancy test and also ended my fast the next day, which was day 11. I prayed and I felt so overwhelmed because I had just previously, I had previously terminated in the pregnancy beforehand. And here I was pregnant with the same due date month as the pregnancy that I terminated. I prayed for forgiveness, and I told God that no matter what I had to go through, that I would keep my baby, knowing that I would be a single parent. I said, if this dream of mine came from you, Lord, and this baby is a boy. I will name him Noah Emmanuel. I know that no matter what I go through, that God is with me and he won't give me more than I can handle. The Lord strengthens me daily to take care of my family. Going into the decision to keep my fourth child, knowing that I would not get any help from their dad, was tough, but I know that God is with me. The baby did indeed come out to be a boy, and it's the only birth I vlogged on my YouTube channel, because we had already had the 3 kids here. It was my first time vlogging my birth, and it was tough, but I made it, and I am still making it through without the help of their dad, but with the help of God. And when I think about this time of my life, it motivates me to continue to walk with God, for he won't fail me and he won't fail you. Whatever it is that you're going through, I want to just remind you to know that God needs your attention. And sometimes that comes with going without things for you to understand that you can't go without God. He is our provider. He is our protector. That when we walk through the valley of lows, he's there. He won't let us drown in our poor decision making. And so today I want to ask someone to pay attention to every sign that God is with us.